close.
We've got to find a place to put down. This eco-storm is getting worse. According to this, we're near the brink. The edge of the world should be somewhere right below us.
Why did I go on this crazy quest with you guys? Find Eco, save the world. I wanna go home.
Listen, if we can find a new eco-source, we may be able to help. Besides, I need to learn more about eco if I'm ever going to become a sage.
Relax, Dax. Could be worse.
It's worse.
Eco-pirates. They hunt the frontier for helpless travelers.
Oh, we're not helpless. Dax, get on the gun.
Aye, aye, sir.
Hang on!
They've caught us!
Terribly sorry for the inconvenience. Please allow us to relieve you of your eco.
Nobody has eco anymore.
No doubt why these storms are growing worse. And the world is tearing itself apart.
We're on a mission to find more eco and stop that from happening.
The last of the brave heroes. Well, out here it's every man for himself, and we take what we can.
You'll get nothing here.
On the contrary, it seems I have stumbled on the world's most beautiful treasure.
You landed on the wrong Hellcat, pirate.
Listen, this can go easy or hard. You're one of them.
Oopsie daisy.
What happened?
Those crazy pirates must have shot us. Yeah, that's what happened.
Like it or not, we're going down. We've run out of eco.
Worse than that, we've run out of world.
Brink.
Welcome to our new Let's Play. This being Jak and Daxter Lost Frontier. This is the PSP game that was also ported to PS2 afterwards. And I'll be playing the PSP version, but there are FMVs, as you just saw. They're better quality compared to what you get in the PSP version, which is very pixelated and low quality. Because I ripped them from the PS2 copy. And I also changed subtitles thanks to Spike stuff. So, everything is just really edited in a particular way to make it look like, you know, a high quality version of this game. Despite it not really being that great. This game is vastly hated by the Jak and Daxter fanbase for being a colossal piece of shit for the series. I'm gonna play it and see if it really is that bad, so let's go.
Well, aside from a few dents and holes, this baby can still fly.
If we can find more green eco fuel, and if I can repair the power cells the pirates shot.
What?
While I work on that, why don't you boys go scout around and see what you can find?
What? With all those crazy trigger-fingered, fashionably dressed pirates running around? No way.
I'm sure you'll manage. But Jak, you can't transform anymore.
I know. Something's wrong.
If you can find some green eco, I'll have everything ready when you get back. You might need this. It's a fighting staff I've put together. You can even attach gun mods, if we can find any out here.
Well, right off the bat, the voice work has kind of gone down a bit.
Take him out with a punch. Press the punch button.
Okay, so now comes the PSP controls, because this is a big problem with this game, and that the controls of this game are very awkward. For instance, the PSP only had one analog stick, which means that camera movement had to be assigned to the L and R buttons. That meant that I cannot look up or down, really. And it also meant that the camera kind of gets locked on things, and it becomes more of a locked camera than a free-formed camera like the previous Jak games, like basically any Jak game. And it becomes incredibly awkward. Also, because orbs are still around, and I have to go look around for them, there are a lot of things that lead to the 100% for this one. I wouldn't say that this game has the worst on that. I feel like Jak 2 is still the hardest and the worst for its collectible bullshit. But it has a lot to it. It has the most to it, in fact. And I believe it has too much. We'll see why soon. But right now, we gotta get through essentially just a nice little, I guess, QTE section here involving pushing this pillar, which requires me to press the L and R buttons at the same time, repeatedly in a fast motion to push this fucker down. As you can see, it's awkward, and requires me to really tap the bastard fast, so yeah, it's not really good. And yeah, I have save states, by the way, because I'm playing on emulator, because I'm not playing this on a fucking actual PSP, you know. The thing is not good. Instead, I'm going to play it on a controller while playing it with PSP controls, which means only having one stick still. Yeah, I'm still not that, you know, fond of it all, but we gotta deal with it anyway, so whatever. Now, for the most part, the control's still the same as any other Jak game. The problem is, there's a few little things not there anymore, for instance, because of the fact that the fact that we cannot have any more buttons for R and L triggers, considering they are specifically assigned to being camera work. That means we can't roll, and I don't believe we can actually duck either. Nor can we, I believe, lock on. Everything just has to happen on itself, which means that movement is more restricted now.
I do believe we just hit pay dirt.
Oh yeah, and by the way, Dax is telling us to what to do. I'm gonna just not listen to him for a little bit and go over here to this boulder thing here. And behind these two pillars is two more precursor ores, which I'm going to take. Now, even though I'm not listening to Daxter because it's just tutorial bullshit, and for the most part, it's Jak, it's still got the same crap to it. It's not that bad. It is a bit dumbed down. And also there's the, the menu here, which is the usual. For the most part, everything is standard, except you get to the stats and you find out there's story, inventory, and side mission progression alongside total. Yes, there's gonna be a lot of shit going on. And it's not just the precursor orbs, by the way. Which, by the way, there's no actual set requirement on the precursor orb, so I will get every precursor orb in the playthrough, which does go a fair bit up. But as you can see, there's also flight stats. That's going to be important. And also that stat, which I'm not going to bring up for a while. And it's also target races, this takedown shit, danger courses. This is all the side shit there. And here's the inventory. The usual inventory of the items. We also have over here, the next page, the gun staff. It's our gun. All the mods for it. Eco powers, usual. Here are the skills for this shit, I guess. And then, armor, usual. Planes, new thing. With the Hellcat, which got repair. And then, the plain weapons. Which there are a lot of. There's a lot of weapons. And mods. This is the majority of the inventory. And in order to upset the game, I have to get every single inventory item. Now, the secrets here, even though I'm going to buy them all, don't matter in the slightest. And for the most part, neither do the precursor orbs. The only thing that matters is getting them for the story, completing every side mission, and getting every single inventory item. Which, this is the first playthrough, so should I even reveal the gimmick with this one? I'ma hold back on that for a while, just until we get to a spot where I can really give it to you on how fucked this is gonna be. Oh god. So, yeah, now you got a bit of the gist of what's going on here. And here's the map, which the map is worse than any other map here because it's just like a full map. Bit of a blip there. Not that helpful. To be fair, the maps were never really that useful. At the same time, it wasn't like that map. The maps have usually, you know, been a fucking like road map thing and not what we just got there. It's a bit shitty. Also, there's this thing here, which obviously is yellow eco, but we can't use it because we don't have the ability for it yet. There are abilities in this game, and they're all mainly just for puzzle solving, for platforming shit. Which this game is giving a bit more of attention to platforming, which I like. I like the platforming in Jak games. I miss that with Jak 1 and shit, because after Jak 1 and such, they went way overboard with the gun shit and such, and the cars and all, and they stopped giving a shit with the platforming entirely. But in this game, there is some bullshit, you know, with the fucking platforming that we gotta deal with. Which I don't mind, because I wanted more platforming. It's just not that good, and they made it worse compared to every other Jak game. But at least it's more platforming, which I am cool with. But, after this, we now get into, essentially, the main gimmick of this game. You know how Jak 3 had cars, and it was all about cars? Lost Frontier is all about planes.
Look what I found. This crystal seems to be full of green eco, and it's warm.
This is amazing.
What? Let me see. Are we rich?
This crystal is acting like an eco prism. It's slowly taking dark eco and converting it into green. If I could speed that up. I've got an idea. Okay, the crystal is hooked into the fuel relays. I've added a power condenser to focus the output and a couple of loop circuits to stabilize the eco flow. If this works, we should be able to run on this baby for a long time.
Everyone, cross your fingers.
You know, I've never been able to do that.
Oh yeah, now we're in business.
You realize we just found a way to convert dark eco into green? Do you know what this means?
It means we may be able to create other colors of eco.
Maybe, with a little research and the right tools.
Looks like our swashbuckling friends are at it again.
We need to help that airship, Jak.
Buckle up.
So here we go. The plane. The Hellcat, in this instance. We can't control ourselves right now. It's locked on entirely until we are allowed to control this thing.
I'm releasing your pitch.
Which now we can.
Look out for those rocks.
Yeah, the game is going to be a bit of a dick there.
Turn toward that archway.
So, yeah, Kira's going to tutorialize what to do here.
Careful now. Use the
We
handbrake to
can't
slow down.
do much in our controls right now until we get through the tutorial. So, for the most part, I can't accelerate until we're told to.
Hit the
But now all I
airbrake.
can do is just go slowly and use brake and hard turns and such, which I'm not going to use any of that shit, except for
Let's
brake,
test the boosters.
which is useful here. You know, this game will utilize the brake for certain reasons, but we're going to use something a lot in this one. And there you go. And now I should be able to fire my weaponry, because we're now getting into a fucking, you know, a pirate fight.
We have come under attack by skypirates. Is anyone there?
Yep, we gotta save these guys from the skypirates, which we now use our fire button for. We have unlimited machine gun ammo, so all good there. And as you just saw by me destroying that fucker, I got some stuff. This is scrap.
Come to think of it,
We'll need scrap in order to essentially upgrade or buy new weaponry stuff. Now, you don't need to upgrade the weaponry in this game, except for your actual gun staff. You just need to buy every single weapon upgrade and such, like every single weapon thing. Also, loops and such, you know, the usual sort of plain stuff. Because this game kind of takes its plain stuff from Ratchet and Clank. It plays much like those games, the plain stuff. And it's in love with it too. Again, it's not different to Jak 3. it has one gimmick that it loves so much it becomes the main part of the game, whereas everything else of being on foot and such is secondary to it. And while there is a lot more platforming in this game compared to, say, Jak 2 and 3 and such, maybe, unfortunately, just like Jak 3, there is a lot more of this shit compared to on-foot shit. Which is sad, because the plain stuff is just kind of boring. It's not bad. I honestly do enjoy it. It's just, you'll see what I mean when I say it's boring.
Impressive flying, friend. I am Duke Skyheat, leader of the Europan people and protector of the sacred eco.
I'm Kira, and this is Jak.
Thank you for helping us deal with those dreadful vagabonds. Ever since we began looking for the eco core, the pirates have increased their attacks on us. I am surprised to find anyone out here flying solo.
The Eco Core.
Yes, one of the famed and mythic sources from where all eco flows.
Oh my goodness.
We're happy to help.
Well, do make yourselves comfortable. The enemies of the Sky Pirates are most certainly our allies. I noticed your ship is quite damaged. Let us escort you to our grand city Europa, where you can get repairs before you continue your quest.
And now here we are, in an area called the Europas. And, right. So, I'm gonna get the gimmick right out of the way with what this game's gonna be doing to us. And that is, there are missable precursor orbs. Just like Jak 2. Except, I'm not gonna reveal that bit yet, but I will have to go and get all the precursor orbs in Europas immediately. Which you can. Because if you don't, you can't come back here to get these again. Yeah, this area is only here in the very beginning of the game, and afterwards you can't do it ever again. So this precursor orb hunt shit here, which is, you know, the usual, find the precursor orb, grab the thing, get the points, and, you know, don't run out of time, which means jump cutting, which you're not going to see very well, because I can easily just splice that shit in. But, yeah, like, all this shit here, if I don't do this right now, I can't do it again for the rest of the fucking playthrough. That's annoying. That is generally annoying. Now, to be fair to Jak 2, that was only the last level. You can still get all the precursors, well, almost all of them, except for that one, the sewer, apparently. But you can get all of them outside the last level. Like, that was it. This game, there are numerous. And some of them happen to be at certain events where if you don't do it immediately, you lose it immediately. There are timed ones. The completion for this one can start off really ugly. But afterwards, it can get nicer. It can get better. And luckily for me, I had a guide for where all of these were. Because once I knew that these were missable, I was not going to give the time of fucking day to just not have a guide ready for getting these orbs. However, outside of that and some of the inventory items, I went for this blindly because I had no idea what the game is actually going to be like, what the level design is going to be like, what anything's going to be like. I went in just sort of expected it to be like any other Jak and Daxter game. It kind of is, and it kind of isn't. It's interesting what Lost Frontier is. It feels like Jak and Daxter, and it looks like Jak and Daxter, but a lot of the events and such don't quite line up as a Jak and Daxter thing. And you'll see why soon. But for the most part, it's fine. I mean, it's Jak and Daxter on PSP. The controls aren't going to be that great considering the PSP itself. And, you know, for the most part, it looks good. It looks like a Jak and Daxter game that I would actually see on the PS2. I'm cool with this. I'm fine with it. You know what? So far, it looks neat. I mean, yeah, sure. The fucking Sky Pirate thing doesn't make much sense so far. Because how did we get into pirate territory? We went from, what, fucking desert shit to racing to, like, get some poison that was apparently an international fucking televised sport to Sky Pirates, where all of the eco is apparently gone and Kira is becoming a fucking sage. When did she want to become a sage, really? There's a few bits of story that is just kind of not there with this game. And it's kind of sad because it really needs to be there. Because you start off in a very unfamiliar and confusing spot after playing Jak X. But, yeah, this apparently comes after Jak X, I guess. And I don't know why Jak sounds different. And I really don't know why we are dealing with space, like, fucking Sky Pirates. And why this bullshit is existing. And why we're in a bunch of small islands. Like, what the fuck happened to Haven City and such? Actually, where the fuck is Haven City? Where's Torn? Where's fucking Ashlyn? Where's Sig? Where's all our characters? You're not gonna see them. Because the only characters that are actually in this game is Jak, Daxter, and Kira. Which, I mean, happy days for Kira fans because she actually has quite a role in this game. But yeah, like, it has very little characters from Jak and Daxter. Everyone else is a new character. And I mean, that's fine. But it definitely feels like a weird adventure so far. And by the way, I have now gotten all of these orb hunt things. So now I can move on by going to Kira. Because somehow, at some point, even though she was purely being a mechanic, she decided to learn from Samos, I guess, how to be a sage. And she's kind of getting a hang of it, because as we'll soon see, she can upgrade our eco skills. What the fuck does that mean? You're about to see it right about now. Because there's nothing else for me to get. And yeah, once these are completed, they can never be played again at all. So, you know, they're locked forever. Okay. Let's go see Kira and see what the eco skills are.
Look, Jak. I broke down the dark eco into colored eco.
Yes, Dark Eco can be used to buy new abilities that she can, I guess, turn into these ecos. So we have, you know, red, yellow, blue, and green. Green is going to be all health-based, and the other is going to be, you know, based on just, you know, your abilities. I'm going to go with the green, first of all, because health is going to be much more important. Well, actually, I'm going to go with the blue, because it deals with spin. And the spin deflects shit, which isn't that useful. It has a cool effect, but for the most part, the spin kick, that thing just doesn't do much at all. And here's a cutscene right over here.
Welcome back. I trust your stay with us has been enlightening.
We're still a few answers short.
And I have questions for you as well. For instance, why are you out here on the brink?
We too are looking for a new eco source to help save the world.
A noble pursuit. Perhaps we can be of some assistance. It is called the Eco Seeker, and it is said to point to any major eco source. We had hoped it would help us find the eco core. Alas, we are unable to make it work.
Let me try. I have certain abilities.
Yes, I've heard of you, Jack. We may be on the edge of the world here, but stories do reach us. Chancellor?
I can't do it. Too much power. Darkness everywhere.
If you don't mind, I'd like to study. You see, I'm training to become an eco-sage.
Very well. I will grant your request on one condition. That you prove to us you can protect the Seeker Orb at all costs. Agreed?
Agreed.
Then go and face the danger course. If, by some chance, you beat it, the Seeker will be yours for a week.
Yeah, this is an interesting thing. We have a gun staff. That's what this thing is. We don't have, you know, the usual gun. We have a gun staff. Which still has the usual guns that we're used to. You know, the scatter gun, the yellow gun, the fucking blaster, the red gun. The scatter gun, I believe it's the blue gun, maybe. And, like, whatever the special gun is. Whatever the fucking purple one is. But, yeah, it's staff here. I mean, it's got a cool design. It's very precursor-like, but it's still kind of weird. And yeah, here's the blaster. It also has an infrared laser. So that's honestly kind of cool. I'm fond of this. It helps me know where to aim. It also does auto-aim, so that's pretty cool as well. But yeah, this is the blaster. The yellow gun, essentially. And it only has 60 ammo. Which, for the most part, is, I think, the lowest the gun ammo has ever gotten.
Some of these pirates look kind of familiar.
Also, this is really just a gun course. You know, pedestrians are all the same cardboard cutout, by the way. These people in, like, red shirts, like red vests or whatever, holding their hands up. Everyone else is a target.
Right between the eyes.
And, yeah, the gun courses here aren't very good. They are not bullshit, luckily. They're actually kind of easy. And you only have 2 of them. I mean, I'm cool with that because I'm not a fan of the gun courses, especially when it comes to getting the gold for it, because, you know, that's fucking important for me to get 100%. But I will say that the blaster is rather slow, and I can't speed it up compared to other games. You know, it's at its slowest in this game. But it's the gun staff, so I'm guessing it's not as amazing as the usual gun that we had in the previous games. That being said, I don't know why the fuck Jack keeps losing his goddamn guns. Sure, in Jak 3, he lost it because he was arrested, and so he had to confiscate his fucking gun. But then he got it back anyway, because of the fucking, you know, the arena and such. Which I have no idea how the fuck that works. But here, we just don't have a gun now. We have a staff gun that Kira gave to us. Oh, by the way, I was having that score, so I tried again, and I got a silver this time. I didn't get the golds, and once I got over here, it got me a checkpoint, and I could not restart the challenge in order to redo the thing. So, unfortunately, we gotta move forward. Don't worry, I'll get the fucking gold, you know, later on the next part. Right now, though, let's move on forward to this one, which is the easiest of these gun challenges, which there are only 3 of. This is the second one, and it's a targeting thing. It's the only targeting thing. It's the easiest targeting thing. There are no worries about these targets going down or anything. Nothing is timed. All you have to do is just shoot. And the game gives you well enough ammo to actually take care of all of this. To be honest, the game starts out kind of bland. Sure, it's got an interesting thing going on, interesting premise, and sure, we just got started the plane stuff, so, you know, we haven't yet gotten used to how neat that's gonna be, because the game, you know, the game tries to lure you in a little bit, ease you in before you get into the thing that it's so fond of. You know, like Jak 3, where we didn't get to play around with our vehicles until after the few arenas and stuff in the city. You know, just to, you know, get used to the usual Jak stuff. But, yeah, like this is the usual Jak stuff, obviously, but it only really appears in this area, and after this, there are no other gun courses. Now, there will be an importance for all the guns, and they will be important, but, you know, outside of that, doing these gun courses and having these challenges of the shit doesn't really happen again after this. So, after this one, what we did before, and the next one, that's every gun course, and you have to do these. And again, if you don't get the gold here, you don't get to come back here. You kind of lose the ability to come back and do this again if you leave this area. Which you'll eventually will have to. Now, there is some story, I guess, going on about why these guys hate the Sky Pirates. Even though, you know, by their fucking name, they should probably be an enemy. But we also don't like them either, and we really don't know why. I really don't know why we don't like Sky Pirates. I don't know how the fuck we ended up Sky Pirates. I don't know how we ended up with a fucking racing game thing as well of Jak X. So, you know, it's not that great. And to be fair, this game was not made by Naughty Dog. It was made by what you saw before at the beginning, who actually have made a Ratchet and Clank PSP game in the previous era, which was Size Matters, and I believe it's got Agent Clank as well. So, they can make good fucking, you know, spin-off games. It's just this spin-off game, and all of theirs with Ratchet and Clank are supposed to be in continuity with the canon of the games, and this one, unlike those ones, has a bit of an issue on that. Also, I got the gold here, because this one is very forgiving compared to the first one. And also, this giant cannon sucks. So yeah, I was done with that, and I want to go back and redo the first gun course, but I couldn't. I have to go and move on, which as I go to move on, we get a cutscene, and we get introduced to something that pissed off a lot of fucking fans for quite a while.
Jak? Buddy? Pal of mine? Where'd you go? Jimmy, not
Yep. Jak and Daxter. I'm not doing this level yet. This will be next part because the video's gone on long enough. So thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time when we begin the first Jak and Daxter level. Oh boy.